Ford just took a massive shot at Donald Trump, and his reaction? Explosive. What's happening here could change the future of the auto industry and the country forever. Here's the deal. Ford is challenging Trump's trade policies, and the stakes couldn't be higher. From tariffs to manufacturing shifts, this battle has everyone talking. Ford's bold stance is shaking up politics and economics like never before. But why now? And what does it mean for you, me, and the American worker? Is this just corporate politics?
Somebody criticized me the other day because they asked me what I do, and I said, I'm gonna bomb the shit out of them. It's true.
Or is Ford making a stand against outdated policies?
Prices for vehicles have been going up the last couple of years, but yes, I mean, almost all of our steel and aluminum we buy at Ford Motor Company for the U.S. is here in the U.S.
Could this spark a new trade war? And most importantly, how will this affect the cars you drive and the prices you pay? What's happening? Donald Trump has never been one to shy away from bold moves, but his recent promise to impose a 200% tariff on Ford products not made in the United States has sent shockwaves through the automotive world. The statement came after Ford unveiled plans to shift significant portions of its production to Mexico. While Ford claims this move is a strategic response to global market demands, Trump's America First rhetoric casts it as an affront to American workers and domestic manufacturing. Ford's decision to challenge the former president publicly is rare for a corporation of its size, and it underscores the high stakes of this confrontation. Trump, who has long framed himself as a champion of blue-collar workers, sees Ford's international operations as a direct threat to his broader policy goals. His proposed tariffs, if implemented, could escalate vehicle prices, disrupt supply chains, and further complicate Ford's already precarious position. But Ford's response wasn't just about defiance, it was about showcasing the complexities of competing in a global economy. America First versus global strategies. On the surface, Trump's America First policy seems simple: prioritize domestic production, create jobs at home, and keep American industries thriving. However, Ford's global operations reveal the challenges of applying this principle to an increasingly interconnected world. With manufacturing plants in over 20 countries, Ford relies heavily on international supply chains and regional markets to maintain its competitive edge. For instance, Ford's decision to shift some production to Mexico is not just about lower wages, it's about leveraging Mexico's robust trade agreements, including the United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement. These agreements allow Ford to export vehicles to markets worldwide with fewer tariffs and logistical barriers. Moreover, moving production south of the border helps the company reduce costs and invest in emerging technologies like electric vehicles and autonomous driving. This global strategy, while financially sound, runs counter to the idea of prioritizing American workers. Trump's rhetoric frames these decisions as betrayals, but Ford sees them as necessary adjustments to compete in a globalized industry. As Ford balances global strategies with domestic expectations, the question remains, how much will this cost them at home? Ford's tariffs and geopolitical risks. Donald Trump's recent promise to impose a 200% tariff on Ford products not made in the United States has ignited a firestorm of debate in the automotive industry. This bold statement came after Ford announced plans to shift significant portions of its production to Mexico. While Ford claims this decision aligns with global market demands, Trump's America First rhetoric frames it as a betrayal of American workers and domestic manufacturing. This clash underscores the challenges Ford faces in balancing global strategies with domestic expectations. With manufacturing plants in over 20 countries, Ford's reliance on international supply chains and regional markets is critical for maintaining its competitive edge. For instance, moving production to Mexico allows Ford to take advantage of robust trade agreements like the United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, which facilitates exports with fewer tariffs and logistical hurdles. Additionally, this strategy helps the company reduce costs and invest in emerging technologies such as electric vehicles and autonomous driving. However, Trump's proposed tariffs pose a significant threat to this approach. A 200% tariff would triple the cost of vehicles manufactured in Mexico, rendering them unaffordable for American consumers and forcing Ford to reconsider its global operations. This situation highlights the precarious nature of globalization, where economic efficiencies often conflict with political and social priorities. Ford's global strategy is also vulnerable to broader geopolitical risks. Diplomatic tensions between major economies, such as the United States and China, could disrupt Ford's supply chain and operations. China, as one of the largest automotive markets globally, plays a crucial role in Ford's strategy. Any disruptions in trade agreements or escalating trade wars could result in delays, increased costs, and logistical challenges. The company's reliance on rare earth materials and semiconductor chips further exposes it to geopolitical vulnerabilities. The recent global chip shortage, exacerbated by trade restrictions and the pandemic, is a stark reminder of the risks tied to overdependence on specific suppliers and regions. These challenges emphasize the need for Ford to diversify its supply chain and explore regional manufacturing options to mitigate risks. Navigating these complexities requires Ford to strike a delicate balance between cost efficiency and geopolitical stability. By investing in regional production hubs, securing ethical and reliable supply chains, and adapting to the evolving global landscape, Ford can maintain its competitive edge while addressing the political and economic pressures of globalization. Fallout for American workers. The backbone of Ford's operations has always been its workforce, many of whom are based in iconic manufacturing hubs like Michigan and Kentucky. However, the company's decision to shift production to Mexico has left thousands of American workers in limbo. Plant closures and layoffs are becoming an all too familiar reality, with communities built around these factories struggling to adjust to the economic void left behind. Unions like the United Auto Workers have been vocal in their criticism, accusing Ford of prioritizing profits over people. They argue that these job losses are not just numbers on a spreadsheet, they represent families, livelihoods, and communities. For workers who have spent decades on the assembly lines, the sense of betrayal is palpable. Moreover, the ripple effects extend beyond Ford's employees. Local businesses that rely on Ford workers as customers, from diners to hardware stores, are also feeling the strain. The economic ecosystems of these communities are being upended, with few alternatives to fill the void. Ford counters these criticisms by emphasizing its ongoing commitment to U.S. manufacturing. The company points out that it still employs tens of thousands of workers in the United States and has invested heavily in its electric vehicle facilities in Michigan and Tennessee. But for those directly affected by the layoffs, these reassurances ring hollow. As the fallout continues to unfold, it's clear that this battle between Trump and Ford is about more than just tariffs. It's a clash of ideologies that will shape the future of the industry. The true cost of globalization. Ford's global manufacturing strategy has long been a cornerstone of its success. By leveraging international labor markets, the company has managed to reduce production costs significantly. However, behind the financial efficiencies lies a more complex and controversial story: the hidden costs of globalization. For decades, Ford has expanded its operations to countries with lower labor costs, such as Mexico, China, and others. While this approach bolsters short-term profitability, it has raised critical questions about the long-term sustainability of such strategies. Offshoring production creates significant economic challenges for local communities in the United States, where Ford was once a symbol of American manufacturing strength. The shift in jobs overseas leaves behind a trail of economic instability, affecting not only factory workers but also local businesses dependent on the auto industry. Moreover, these decisions have profound ethical implications. Critics argue that Ford prioritizes profit margins over the well-being of its workers. The company's reliance on cheaper labor often means lower wages and fewer worker protections in the countries where factories are relocated. This raises concerns about exploitation and the erosion of workers' rights globally. Another hidden cost is the potential damage to Ford's brand reputation. For generations, Ford has been synonymous with quality and reliability, deeply embedded in American culture. As production moves offshore, many loyal customers feel alienated, perceiving the brand as detached from its roots. This alienation risks weakening Ford's identity and customer loyalty in its home market. Despite these challenges, Ford insists that globalization is essential for remaining competitive in a highly globalized automotive industry. The company must balance cost efficiency with ethical responsibilities and customer loyalty. Transitioning from a cost-focused strategy to one that considers the broader impact of globalization will be key to maintaining Ford's long-term success. As geopolitical risks continue to shape Ford's strategy, the company is also betting big on electrification to secure its future in a rapidly evolving automotive industry. Ford's electrification ambitions and the competitive landscape. The global shift towards sustainability and reduced carbon emissions has thrust electrification into the spotlight, with Ford making an aggressive bet on this transformation. The company has announced a massive investment of over $50 billion in electric vehicle development by the year 2026, aiming to produce an ambitious 2 million EVs annually. This bold strategy places Ford in direct competition with Tesla, Rivian, General Motors, and Volkswagen, all vying for dominance in the rapidly expanding EV market. At the heart of Ford's electrification push are its flagship EV models, such as the Mustang Mach-E and the all-electric F-150 Lightning. These vehicles serve as the cornerstones of Ford's strategy, combining innovative technology with the familiarity of its most beloved models. The F-150 Lightning, an electrified reimagining of America's best-selling truck, stands out with features like its ability to act as a mobile power source, ideal for rural and commercial users. Meanwhile, the Mustang Mach-E caters to performance enthusiasts and eco-conscious consumers, offering a stylish and sustainable alternative to traditional combustion vehicles. Ford's challenge lies not only in producing these cutting-edge vehicles, but also in ensuring they remain affordable and accessible to a wide range of consumers. Tesla, the industry leader, continues to set the standard with its advanced technology, expansive charging network, and strong brand loyalty. To compete, Ford must focus on scaling its production capabilities and expanding its Blue Oval charging network, particularly in underserved areas. Partnering with governments and private entities to improve charging accessibility will be critical for Ford to encourage widespread EV adoption and solidify its place in the competitive landscape. Challenges and opportunities. While Ford's electrification journey holds immense promise, it faces significant challenges in scaling EV production and addressing the complexities of sustainable manufacturing. Battery production is one of the most pressing issues. The reliance on critical materials like lithium, cobalt, and nickel, essential for EV batteries, presents sourcing challenges intertwined with ethical and environmental concerns. Ford is working to secure a responsible and sustainable supply chain by partnering with mining companies and battery manufacturers, but navigating these complexities requires careful strategy and innovation. To maintain affordability and improve efficiency, Ford is also investing in advanced battery technology. Innovations aimed at reducing costs and increasing energy density are vital for making EVs more accessible to mainstream consumers. These efforts position Ford as a potential leader in sustainable manufacturing, but the path forward is far from straightforward. The company must also contend with competitors like Tesla, which already boasts cutting-edge battery technology, and General Motors, which has committed to a fully electric lineup by the year 2035. Additionally, Volkswagen's strong presence in Europe and China and Rivian's focus on premium electric trucks create a crowded and dynamic market. Ford's legacy, manufacturing scale, and customer loyalty offer distinct advantages, allowing the company to differentiate itself in this competitive landscape. By emphasizing practicality and affordability, Ford aims to secure a significant share of the mainstream market. However, the challenge extends beyond production. Modern consumers expect seamless connectivity, advanced features, and accessible charging options. Ford's Sync technology and over-the-air updates are steps in the right direction, but they must be refined to compete with Tesla's integrated AI systems and superior user experience. Ultimately, Ford's electrification strategy represents a transformative opportunity to redefine its role in the automotive industry. By overcoming challenges in production, supply chain management, and market competition, the company can establish itself as a leader in sustainable mobility while maintaining its legacy of innovation and reliability. This journey, however, not only reshapes Ford's product lineup, but also transforms its workforce, which must adapt to the demands of an electrified and increasingly digital future. Workers at a crossroads. As Ford shifts toward globalization and electrification, its workforce faces profound changes that redefine the nature of work. Automation, electrification, and offshoring are reshaping the traditional roles of factory workers, creating both opportunities and challenges for employees and their communities. Automation has become an integral part of Ford's manufacturing process, improving efficiency and reducing costs. However, it also replaces manual labor, leading to job displacement for thousands of workers. Many employees, particularly those in manufacturing hubs like Michigan and Ohio, find themselves grappling with the fear of losing their livelihoods. The transition from traditional assembly lines to highly automated facilities marks a seismic shift in the automotive industry. Electrification further amplifies these changes. As Ford moves away from internal combustion engines, the demand for specialized skills in battery technology and EV assembly is increasing. To address this shift, Ford has launched retraining programs aimed at equipping workers with the skills needed for the future. These programs focus on areas such as software development, electrical engineering, and battery manufacturing. While these initiatives are commendable, they also require significant investment and time, leaving some workers in a state of uncertainty during the transition. Despite the challenges, Ford has the opportunity to set a positive example for the industry by prioritizing its workforce. By investing in comprehensive retraining programs, fostering open communication, and supporting affected communities, the company can navigate this transformation while upholding its legacy as a people-first organization. As Ford continues its journey toward a globalized and electrified future, the stakes are higher than ever, not just for the company, but for its workforce, customers, and the communities it serves. While the competition in the EV market rages on, Ford's biggest challenge may come from adapting to the changing expectations of its customers. The shift in consumer expectations. The automotive industry is undergoing a seismic shift in consumer behavior and expectations, driven by advancements in technology, environmental awareness, and changing lifestyles. Ford must navigate this transformation carefully to maintain its relevance and appeal to a diverse customer base. Today's consumers expect more than just a vehicle. They demand an experience. Features like seamless connectivity, intuitive user interfaces, and advanced driver assistance systems are no longer optional. They are essential. Ford's Sync technology, which offers voice control, navigation, and entertainment, is a step in the right direction. However, competitors like Tesla have set a high standard for innovation, with features like over-the-air updates and integrated AI systems. Environmental concerns are also shaping purchasing decisions. Younger buyers, in particular, are prioritizing sustainability when choosing a vehicle. Ford's commitment to electrification and reducing its carbon footprint is critical to attracting this environmentally conscious demographic. The company's investments in sustainable materials and clean energy initiatives will play a significant role in shaping its brand image. To adapt to these changing expectations, Ford must embrace a customer-centric approach. This involves leveraging data analytics to understand consumer preferences, enhancing the in-car experience, and prioritizing sustainability in its operations. By aligning its strategy with evolving consumer values, Ford can secure its place in the future of mobility. While consumer expectations are reshaping the industry, the evolving role of technology in vehicles presents both opportunities and challenges for Ford. The rise of software-driven vehicles. The automotive industry is no longer just about engines and horsepower. It is now dominated by software. As vehicles become increasingly connected, Ford must master the complexities of software development to stay ahead in the race for innovation. Ford's Blue Cruise system, a hands-free driving technology, showcases the company's commitment to integrating advanced software into its vehicles. This feature enables drivers to navigate highways with minimal input, enhancing safety and convenience. However, Ford faces stiff competition from Tesla's Autopilot and General Motors' Super Cruise, both of which offer more advanced capabilities. Software-driven vehicles also present unique challenges. Over-the-air updates, for instance, require robust cybersecurity measures to prevent hacking and ensure user safety. Ford must invest heavily in building a secure digital ecosystem that protects sensitive data while delivering seamless updates to its customers. Additionally, developing proprietary software in-house can be costly and time-consuming, pushing automakers like Ford to form strategic partnerships with tech companies. One of the most contentious issues surrounding software-driven vehicles is the debate over ownership and repair rights. Ford, like many automakers, has implemented software locks that limit customers' ability to repair their vehicles independently. While this approach protects intellectual property, it has sparked backlash from consumers and advocacy groups, fueling the growing right to repair movement. As Ford embraces technology to drive innovation, it must also address the economic and social implications of its decisions on workers and communities. The social responsibility of automakers. As one of the world's largest automakers, Ford holds significant influence over the communities it operates in. With this power comes a responsibility to prioritize the well-being of its workers, customers, and the environment. However, balancing profitability with social responsibility is a challenge that Ford continues to grapple with. The company's decisions to shift production overseas have drawn criticism for their impact on American workers. Factory closures and layoffs disrupt local economies, leaving communities to deal with the fallout. Ford's commitment to retraining programs and community investments can help mitigate these effects, but critics argue that these efforts often fall short of addressing the root causes of job losses. Environmental sustainability is another critical aspect of Ford's social responsibility. The company has set ambitious goals to achieve carbon neutrality by the year 2050 and reduce emissions across its supply chain. While these initiatives are commendable, Ford must ensure that its sustainability efforts extend beyond marketing campaigns and result in tangible tangible environmental benefits. This includes addressing issues like ethical sourcing of raw materials for EV batteries and reducing waste in manufacturing processes. Ford also has a responsibility to promote diversity and inclusion within its workforce. As the automotive industry evolves, it is essential to create opportunities for underrepresented groups and foster a culture of innovation. By investing in education and training programs for underserved communities, Ford can play a pivotal role in building a more equitable future. Ultimately, Ford's ability to navigate the complexities of social responsibility will determine its long-term success. By prioritizing ethical practices, environmental sustainability, and community engagement, the company can strengthen its legacy and remain a trusted brand in an ever-changing world. As Ford redefines its role in the industry, the choices it makes today will shape not only its future, but also the future of the automotive landscape as a whole. The future of mobility is about more than just vehicles. It's about how we interact with transportation as a whole. Reinventing urban mobility. The future of transportation is being shaped by the challenges of urbanization and the need for sustainable mobility solutions. Ford recognizes this shift and is reimagining its role in urban transportation through smart mobility initiatives. Urban centers are facing unprecedented levels of congestion and pollution, making traditional modes of transportation less viable. To combat this, Ford has invested in micro-mobility solutions, such as e-scooters and e-bikes, under its Spin brand. These options are designed to provide flexible, eco-friendly alternatives for short-distance travel, appealing to younger, tech-savvy consumers. Ford is also leveraging data and technology to improve urban transportation systems. Its City Insights platform uses data analytics to help cities optimize traffic flow, reduce emissions, and plan for future mobility needs. By collaborating with local governments, Ford is positioning itself as a partner in creating smarter, more sustainable cities. Additionally, the company is exploring autonomous vehicle technology as a cornerstone of its urban mobility strategy. Ford's partnership with Argo AI has yielded promising results in autonomous driving tests, particularly in densely populated areas. If successful, autonomous vehicles could revolutionize urban transportation by reducing traffic accidents, improving efficiency, and providing accessible transportation options for all. Ford's efforts to reinvent urban mobility demonstrate its commitment to adapting to the needs of modern cities. By focusing on sustainability and innovation, the company is ensuring its relevance in an ever-changing transportation landscape. As Ford transforms how we navigate cities, it also faces the challenge of maintaining its legacy in the rural and agricultural sectors. Supporting rural America. While much of the focus in the automotive industry is on urban areas and electrification, Ford understands the importance of its rural customer base. For decades, vehicles like the F-Series trucks have been the backbone of rural economies, serving farmers, contractors, and small businesses. But how can Ford continue to serve these communities while embracing a future defined by electrification and automation? The F-150 Lightning has been a significant step in this direction. Its ability to function as a mobile power source has proven invaluable to rural customers, offering a practical solution during power outages or for remote job sites. By blending innovation with practicality, Ford is ensuring that its electric vehicles meet the unique needs of rural users. However, rural communities face unique challenges when it comes to adopting EVs, including limited charging infrastructure and higher upfront costs. Ford has recognized these barriers and is working to address them through partnerships with rural electric cooperatives and initiatives to bring charging stations to underserved areas. Additionally, Ford is committed to preserving its connection to rural traditions. The company continues to invest in its manufacturing facilities in rural regions, providing stable jobs and supporting local economies. Programs that promote vocational training and support local businesses further reinforce Ford's role as a vital partner in rural America. While Ford balances innovation with tradition, the ultimate test lies in its ability to navigate the ethical and economic challenges of a rapidly evolving industry. The ethics of innovation in the automotive industry. As Ford pioneers advancements in mobility, it must confront the ethical implications of its decisions. From environmental sustainability to labor practices, the company's actions set a precedent for the entire industry. One of the most pressing ethical issues is the environmental impact of EV production. While EVs produce zero emissions during operation, their manufacturing process, particularly battery production, has a significant carbon footprint. Ford is working to mitigate this by investing in renewable energy for its factories and developing recycling programs for used batteries. However, achieving true sustainability requires ongoing innovation and accountability. Labor practices are another area of concern. As Ford expands its global operations, operations, it must ensure that workers across its supply chain are treated fairly and ethically. This includes addressing issues like unsafe working conditions in mining operations and ensuring that all employees, from factory workers to executives, are fairly compensated. The debate over the right to repair also raises ethical questions. Ford, like many automakers, has faced criticism for restricting access to repair tools and software, which some argue places undue financial burdens on consumers. Balancing intellectual property rights with consumer autonomy is a challenge that Ford must navigate carefully to maintain trust and goodwill. Ford's ability to address these ethical challenges will play a critical role in shaping its legacy. By prioritizing transparency, sustainability, and fairness, the company can lead the way in building a more responsible and equitable automotive industry. As Ford navigates the complexities of innovation, sustainability, and social responsibility, it is redefining what it means to be a global leader in the automotive industry. Its actions today will shape not only its future, but also the future of mobility itself. Before you go, we want to hear from you. What do you think about this Ford versus Trump showdown? Is Ford right to push back, or is Trump's tough stance on trade justified? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's get the conversation started.